It's Boss Talk. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel, an award-winning publisher and CEO of Life-Changing Books Incorporated, a movie producer and owner of the Be the Boss program. She transforms dreamers into bosses, writers, and serial entrepreneurs. Learn how to develop your gifts and turn your talents into income with Tressa's unique, practical, and proven perspective on becoming a boss. Log on to TressaAzarel.com. Connect and learn the blueprint of a boss. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. Stay connected at TressaAzarel.com.
We're ready for Boss Talk, where we meet and greet other bosses, where we learn to boss up, and we learn to give you everything that you need to become a boss.
That's right.
CJ!
Tressa's my baby. I love her.
I just feel like I just left you, CJ.
I do
Where
too.
Where did I see you?
I seen you
at the boss convention?
I think it was Philly. I think that's where it was. Yes, for the premiere.
True to the Game.
True to the Game
premiere.
That's right.
You know, we got a lot of premieres going, and then guess what? BET.
Secrets on the 16th. It's gonna be a beautiful situation.
Yeah.
I'm excited about today's show. Or this evening's show, or this afternoon, or whenever it is that you're watching it.
If you're an entrepreneur, this is just kind of like just today's show, because as an entrepreneur, you stay up all night and time doesn't matter. We don't get sleepy. We don't get tired.
I must say, you look beautiful today. Of all days.
Thank you.
Always look beautiful, Tress. It's like it's always together. That's what bosses do, huh? That's that boss
it's boss
bag.
Juice.
That's that boss bag. That boss
That's
juice.
Hilarious.
Today, man, I'm excited about the show. I'm always excited about the show, but I'm very excited about the show today because, you know, when I was young, we used to watch TV, and I used to always be like the credits. Like all those credits that run at the end of a movie, those are jobs. I did not know that until I started working with you.
And I didn't know all those people had to get paid.
All those people
all
get
those
paid.
People gotta get paid.
I looked like, I remember we was doing a video shoot. I forget who the artist was, rap guy.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, you know what, man? Everybody got paid on this video shoot. The dude that got the donuts got paid. The dude that shot the cameras got paid. But I'm in debt.
The assistant got paid.
But he in debt.
Yeah.
So oftentimes we, in our community, we want to be in front of the camera. We want to be the star of the show. We want to be those guys. But we don't know that those credits that roll, hey man, being a grip. See, you hear my studio, my producer talking.
Yeah.
The grips. The grips guy making money, and sometimes the artist is in debt. So today's show, we have guests. We have Miss Maggy Francois. She does it in every area. She does it in film. She does it in television. She's a producer. She does fashion. She's flash. She's all of it. So I'm excited about talking to her today. Also, we have Stan and Cherease Richards for our Bay and Business aspect of the show.
People love this Bay and Business segment.
Yeah, Bay and Business is getting all the love. So you guys that are watching via WBGI on the app, or you're watching WBGI on Facebook, listen, this is the place where you share right now. Go look at it and then just share it to your friends, and that'll up this viewership, because we know that, understand that there are individuals who need this wisdom, who need this teaching, and I have been looking for it, and here we are. So,
absolutely.
Tressa.
All right. So let me tell you what I want to talk about today. You touched on it just a little bit. People always want to be in the limelight. But if you want to be a real entrepreneur, the people who make the money are often the people behind the scenes, okay? And so that's real talk. At the end of the day, if you say to yourself, hey, you know, my passion is that I want to be a fashion designer, which Maggie will kind of touch on today, right? You want to be a fashion designer, but you want to be that person who is making all the loot, but you want to be on stage. You want to be in the pictures. You want to be... The key is, do you want to leave a legacy? And so in film, which of course is a lot of what we're going to talk about today, I learned that in the film business, normally the executive producers are the people that you don't see. They don't do a lot of work, and they're the ones who really make the money.
That's you.
In this case, it's like, the reverse.
No.
I am.
You do a lot of work, though.
Yeah, I do a lot of work.
To be an executive producer, you do a lot of work.
I'm a hands-on executive producer. And so for me, You know, people see me often. They see me because of my other platforms, not necessarily because of the movie platform, because I often teach people how to write. I teach people how to start businesses, and they see me at these speaking engagements. So they do see me a lot. But at the end of the day, if I'm on a movie set, I might be the executive producer, but I'm that same person replenishing craft services. I'm that same person who's saying, oh my goodness, like wardrobe needs help. Now, I can't sew, okay? So I'm not going to tell you any stories. But at the end of the day, if somebody needs to make a run, why not? If somebody needs some help with something in particular, why can't I help? A lot of times people want those names. They want to be seen, and they don't want to put in the work. And we got to change that.
I think the entertainment business is sort of like church. What I mean by that is that, no, really, in church, you always thought that if I can be used in church, then you're either the pastor, a singer, or an usher.
Yeah.
So in the entertainment business, it's pretty much like either I'm an actor, I'm a singer, not knowing that there's so many other revenue streams inside of that film industry.
Absolutely. And then people get attached to names. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather be P. Diddy? I know he go by Puffy P. Diddy. What's another name he's using these days?
Sean.
Sean.
Sean
Would you rather be Sean's assistant, or would you rather be a behind-the-scenes business partner or investor?
Yeah, I'd rather be the investor.
Yeah, but you'll find the people, oh, yeah, I'm his assistant. Oh, yeah, I do such and such, I do this for them. But it's for some reason we are attached to names. We want to name drop. Where the reality is the people with the real money, they don't do that.
But do you think it's because of our, I don't know, lack of being somebody or self-actualization that we really want to be somebody before accomplishing anything?
I think it's a combination of things. I think every situation is probably different. You might have some people who are like, hey, you know what? I've never been noticed before. Here's my time. I want to shine a little bit. Then you have some people who maybe you didn't get enough attention when you were younger, and now you get an opportunity to get that attention. I think it could be many different reasons. I don't want to necessarily generalize, but I do know that there are a lot of people who want to do the name dropping, who want to be seen. And if you really want to be an entrepreneur, you have to understand who's making the money in your industry. Right? So if you want to go into the music industry, is the artist making the money?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay? If you want to go in the movie business, if you're the actor, the actress, are you really making any money?
Not at all.
And that's just real talk. And I'm definitely not talking about if that is your dream and that's what you want to do, because everything in life is not necessarily about money either. Absolutely. Your dream might be, I want to be an actress. This is what I wanted to do as a child. I'm following my dreams. By all means, do that. But just understand on the entrepreneurial side, there is a difference in if you are going to own the movie or if you're acting in the movie.
I think you say a lot there, because I think with our culture is that we're these jobs or that aspect of obtaining financial wealth and financial freedom is not really pushed to us. Like, we always see the actor or the athlete or the person that's the star.
Absolutely.
So we aspire to that. I'm so grateful for this platform and what it is that you do, because you're showing like, hey man, you can be connected. Like our guest a couple weeks ago, J and J Entertainment, where we see him with Floyd Mayweather and they're at events and they're not on basketball shows.
And he's building his own empire.
Exactly. So I think the more we push platforms like this, of course, but the more you share.
Truth. Like, it's sharing truth. Because I'm the first to tell you guys, when you see Secrets on BET this coming Saturday, understand that it does not mean that I'm a billionaire, because I am not. It means that I'm still taking investors. Okay, that's the truth.
Yeah.
But people will see that and go, oh my goodness, her movie is on BET and she must do this. And then the phone calls come. Can I borrow $1? Can I get $100? When they don't realize what it really takes to make all of that happen.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny because my phone been jumping tremendously. The show premiered yesterday.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I'm looking like, CJ, you're on TV One. Oh man, you're doing it, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, you were doing it though. Let's just be clear.
It was cute. It was cute. But I know one thing. I know the producer.
Yeah.
The people at Sirens Media. I know they made a whole lot more money than I did.
Coming, because guess what?
Yeah, I'm a boss now.
You're a boss, and we signing a new deal the next time.
Absolutely. New deals. But again, though, Tressa, how do we how do we begin to foster that demand from our people, like to want to be the worker, to want to be the executive producer, to want to be produced behind the scenes as opposed to being a star?
It's knowledge. It's just knowledge. So we need to show up more on panel events and speak the truth. We need to share this information wherever we can. So obviously people listening right now, you need to share. But like even for me, my daughter Iman, she was a writer on one of the movies that I just recently finished. She didn't want to be a writer. She didn't want to do it. She was like, why do I have to do it? And I was like, I'm trying to make you understand how this game is played. If you write the script, you will get paid for the rest of your life.
Oh, my.
Okay? And so when she received her contract, she said, okay, I get it now. So I'm like, when I'm gone, dead, whatever, you still get paid. Every time they play that movie, you get residual income.
I think we need to do a show on that. Royalties and residuals and how that works.
I need a t-shirt. Somebody send me a t-shirt that says royalties.
Because I never knew how they get paid.
Oh yeah, you get royalties the rest of your life.
Oh my. Yeah, we need education, man. We need to inform. We inform. Like I say, my pastor always says, man, you can only live at the level you've been taught.
That's right.
And if you have nothing inside, you can't register anything outside. So I'm grateful.
Yeah,
I'm happy for the platform that people are learning, and people are definitely, I'm getting a lot of calls. We're receiving a lot of emails from individuals that the show is helping. I think we are provoking people to be more than just superstars.
Yeah, you know what? It's all right to be a superstar, but at the end of the day, when you get buried, what, they gonna put a little star on your chest to say superstar?
How many superstars we seen go broke?
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen the president of MGM or the executive at Sony. I ain't seen these guys go broke.
They don't go broke. They don't go broke.
But I could have been a star for 10 years.
They building an empire.
And then they broke.
Yeah.
Empire building. Hey, look, that's what you're going to get here on Boss Talk, man. Make sure you go to your WBGI Entertainment app. Or go to WBGI on Facebook. Share. Now, this is what you can do, because I know we're new to it. We've been having some challenges. You can grab your page. You can look at it on the WBGI, on your own Facebook page. And if you see it, just put share. That's all you got to do, and it'll go to all your friends. So you go to WBGI, hit share, it'll go to all your friends.
So let me just tell you, I need you to say that again, because all my VIP members out there, I need all of them, because you know I check. Tell them what to do again.
What you do is you go to WBGI Entertainment on Facebook Live. You see the share button, just hit share, and it's going to share with all your friends on your page.
Yes.
So go there, hit share, and get everybody involved and get some of this boss talk. Look, we're going to go to break. We got tremendous guests coming up next. She's going to share so much of her wealth of wisdom that she's had in this industry. Miss Maggy Francois. We got to pay some bills. This is WBGI Radio. This is Boss Talk with CL Azarel.
Why not travel in style with the premier luxury transportation experience, Luxury Rides International? Whether it's corporate travel, weddings, or a night on the town, Luxury Rides International draws from their more than 20 years of experience to provide upscale service to each of their clients. Currently, they're featuring the stylish Mercedes Sprinter limousine with extra-large full-length double-style seating with state-of-the-art audio and video technology, surround sound, Wi-Fi and smart TVs in the front and rear, powerful subwoofers, also featuring ECB touchpad controls with Maybach-style indirect lighting with a refreshment bar, custom privacy blinds with a rear partition wall for privacy. For your next group outing, call Luxury Rides International at 1-844-207-7746. That's 1-844-207-7746. Or email luxuryridesinternational@gmail.com.
Well, welcome back. We are here with Maggy Francois and Tressa Azarel.
That's why I'm going to Italy.
Well, I need a name. How do you finesse CJ? Can we put something on that? CJ. Say it again. I like that. Oh my God. What CJ?
Comment t'appelles CJ?
Yeah. All right now.
That's that real boss.
I done got a little chill bumps right.
Every boss needs a second language. Mine is Pig Latin.
For real?
Yeah.
Mine is Hood Ebonics. First language, second language, third language. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell me something. Mm-hmm. I see you flying fabulous, and what little Migos never say? You bad and bougie.
Oh, okay.
Looking real nice. Now, fashion. A lot of what we learn. I've read a survey that says that 95% of the things that we learn from a screen, whether it's a phone screen, a computer screen, the silver screen, or the television screen.
Very true.
We learn our number one thing is we learn our fashion from television screens, TV screens, whatever, what have you. So this is your portion. I always thought you just put on some clothes and like they say act and you go act, you wear what you want. But being a part of Mega Man Media and these films and being on sets and seeing like whole closets, just hallways full of clothes, clothes. So tell us how have you made that a business that you're able to take care of yourself, feed your family, so forth and so on, and be here on this show? Share with our listeners.
Well, fashion is, we have to wear clothes every day. I mean, it's never going away. I tell people it's $1 billion business. So you have to learn how to make your money from it, be it if you go into the industry on the business side of it or on the creative side of it, because there's so many jobs in the fashion industry that people do not know about. For example, the film industry, costume design. You always need costume designers because they have to create the story behind the movie by reading the scripts. And that's so important because when you look at the camera and you see the clothes, it fits with the theatrical or whatever they're doing in the movie. So that's so important, so it's like a serious business in costume design. I mean, they have, especially theater, think about theater on Broadway. That's all costume designers. I teach fashion design. I've been teaching fashion design actually for 20 years. So I teach students how to actually build their business and build their experience in the industry to work on Broadway and design costumes and make their money from it, because that's a business that will never go away.
Yeah, and listen, not only does Maggie teach children and students and all these different people how to do it, she dressed the part, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm actually from New York, and I did not learn about the fashion industry till I actually went to college. So I went to school for nursing, but I learned about the industry because I was just walking by a classroom one day and I just saw, creative mannequins and all that. I'm like, what is that? Went in, learned about it, changed my major. I called my parents. They were like, what is fashion? We're not paying for you to go to college because you don't even know what fashion.
You're cut off.
They said you're cut off. So I literally, on my own, started my own business by myself when I was 18. I said, okay, wait, you're not paying for it. I'm going to figure it out. I got a scholarship to go to school for fashion, clothing, and merchandising. And that's how I built my business. And from then on, I've just been in the industry doing it.
I love the fact that you changed, careers like in the middle, because some people, they're afraid to do that. It's okay. I don't care if you're 30, if you're 40, if you're 50, if you're 60. You can change careers at any moment. Like, you never have to feel like I'm locked in, because what you're really worried about is the fear of what other people will say. They're not doing any better than you, trust me. So do what you want to do what makes you happy.
And I'm happy I did that because, like I said, I'm in a creative industry and there's so many jobs you can go into in that industry, and I've been successful at it.
So again, everything is around these movies for me. Like this is a new area for me, and I'm grateful to Tressa for believing in me and allowing me to
and you fly
produce.
Today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. I knew you was coming. So this TV and film is different, but it's the same. Like, I'm familiar with TV, but this film is just different. First of all, it's 3 weeks of shooting, 4 weeks of shooting.
And it takes a lot of work.
It's all day.
It's all day, and in TV and film and theater, whatever, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of grunt work. It's a lot of continuity is important in films with clothing, because whatever they were wearing when you're shooting, say on a Wednesday, if they have to reshoot that on a Friday, figure out what they wore on Wednesday and make sure it looks exactly the same.
So how do you turn that into a business? How did you finesse that? And what I mean by that is you have movies that are timepieces, right? It's shot in the 80s. This movie is about 80s, wearing Filas and New Balance and so forth and so on. How do you go? They're not made no more.
You have to research. You call designers. You research online. You do thrift stores. You shop. You just have to do a lot of research, a lot of reading, it's a lot of history that goes behind it.
And it's normally like just a large team as well.
Right.
Like for Secrets, which everybody should be watching on the 16th.
Right.
Let me make that clear.
Absolutely.
Our lead costume designer, she'll be here next week.
Yep.
Tam Hush Lee. She pretty much told everybody this is what the vision is. And then she had to utilize probably, how many people would you say? Maybe
God,
13,
14 people.
Wow.
Everybody had an assignment to do. So it takes a whole lot to bring that whole vision to life.
Exactly.
So you take the film from from the kids to the cab driver in the film to everybody, and you dress each one of those individuals.
You have to dress each one of those individuals and keep time and track everything that they're wearing, which is important. Like I said.
Now, how does the designers in fashion and things like that? Because I know with TV, like they wouldn't allow me to wear any designers. Everything had to be no logos.
Well, that's because licensing, you know, you have to get permission.
Plus you want to charge too.
But in films, you can a designer pay you to put their merchandise in your film?
I'm accepting checks from you, CJ.
Absolutely.
Right now. Okay, so sponsorships always on deck.
Right.
Always on deck.
But literally, like Puma was one of our sponsors. And because Puma was a big brand and they had a lot of the clothing that we wanted, they didn't pay us because we needed them. But they are one of our sponsors in this particular movie.
Right.
So you'll see a lot of the actors wearing Puma.
You'll see their logo, and that's exposure for them and their brand as well.
Now, does the branding company, their apparel company, do they pay you to kind of promote their brand when you know a movie is coming?
And sometimes
if the movie is big enough, right? Exactly. So let's think about some movies that have been out recently that made a whole lot of money. I mean, Girls Trip, they really secured the bag, right?
Exactly.
So if you were lucky enough to be a sponsor of Girls Trip and was able to get any type of product placement, you did really well.
So with us making movies, right, as an executive producer, I remember that you say that. I remember The Devil Wears Prada. Remember that movie?
Oh, that's one of our favorite movies.
I think it was that movie where I first saw Louboutins or Red Bottoms. And Jay-Z rapped it about him. And then, I thought he was saying Louis Vuittons.
Louis Vuitton.
That's what we thought. Right. But we didn't know that it was a red bottom, it was a whole new shoe. Is that intentional? Do people intentionally, as you write the movie, do you like, okay, I'm going to write in this fashion or that fashion?
It's a couple of things with that. I mean, if you already have the connection and they've already agreed to sponsor, then you write it in. I mean, for me, if somebody's giving me a check, I'm writing you in.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes it's written in, or sometimes somebody will call and say, hey, I want to be part of this movie. We figure out how to write it in the script.
It's also politics as well. I mean, I'm an independent filmmaker, so I make all of the decisions. If you go over to Paramount, you have a lot of people that you have to go through. So it just differs with what type of movie, who's involved, what's the budget of the film.
Wow. So what are some of the things that you're working on now, Maggie?
Oh gosh,
Maggy.
I have a lot of different things I'm working on. Some of them like hush hush. I have to keep hush hush.
Absolutely.
Course, till
that's how
open the bag.
CEO Azarel keeps us in hush mode.
Yeah, you got to keep it in hush mode. But events, I also plan events, so I have a few events coming up, and my team. Thank God for my team because they handle a lot of the stuff when I'm traveling, and working with Tressa. We have a movie coming soon.
Tressa's the best.
I won't be sleeping for a couple weeks.
Oh no, nobody's sleeping. We're not sleeping.
Yeah.
We don't sleep, so
sleep when you're dead, man.
Exactly, we sleep when we're dead.
so tell us how.
I'm coming right now for this week. All I have really is Fashion Week, so I cover Fashion Week. I do coverage, go to the shows. That's another way of learning about the designers. When I meet the designers, they'll, we dress some of the celebrities that we work with, or, work with them.
So I'm a fashion guy. I mean, I'm a film guy. I got an independent movie. I got a little bit of budget, and I need to get this woman that I heard on Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel, Maggy Francois. How do I get in contact with her?
You get on contact with me with my name, Maggy, Maggy, Francois, FRANCOIS.com. And my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of it is Fancy Francois. So Fancy, FANCY, FRANCOIS. Fancy Francois. You said she fancy.
She fancy, huh?
She fancy.
Well, listen, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. This was fun. Boss Talk,
Please come back and join us Again, listen, y'all, share. Go check out Maggie. We're going to be back after we pay a little bit more bills.
Why not travel in style with the premier luxury transportation experience, Luxury Rides International? Whether it's corporate travel, weddings, or a night on the town, Luxury Rides International draws from their more than 20 years of experience to provide upscale service to each of their clients. Currently, they're featuring the stylish Mercedes Sprinter limousine with extra-large full-length double-style seating with state-of-the-art audio and video technology, surround sound, Wi-Fi and smart TVs in the front and rear, powerful subwoofers, also featuring ECB touchpad controls with Maybach-style indirect lighting with a refreshment bar, custom privacy blinds with a rear partition wall for privacy. For your next group outing, call Luxury Rides International at 1-844-207-7746. That's 1-844-207-7746. Or email luxuryridesinternational@gmail.com. It's Boss Talk. With Tressa Azarel, an award-winning publisher and CEO of Life-Changing Books Incorporated, a movie producer and owner of the Be the Boss program. She transforms dreamers into bosses, writers, and serial entrepreneurs. Learn how to develop your gifts and turn your talents into income with Tressa's unique, practical, and proven perspective on becoming a boss. Log on to TressaAzarel.com. Connect and learn the blueprint of a boss. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. Stay connected at TressaAzarel.com.
Welcome back to Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. I'm CJ Blair. We are at my favorite portion of the show. That is the band business segment. I'm so excited about, well, I always say I'm so excited. I got to find another emotion.
Probably you're excited because you kind of like a band business too.
Kind of, sort of.
That's why it's your favorite.
This next group, I feel like Don Cornelius. This next couple, oh my goodness, they have been, they've been bosses beyond bosses, but prior to that, they're just good friends. I'm so grateful to have them here, man. Like when I first wrote my first book, when I looked at the book signing, the first people I seen in that school was Brother Stan Richards and his beautiful wife, Cherease. I will always be indebted to you guys for believing in me, for coming. They bought my first two books, Tress.
Yes.
The first two copies of the book, they bought the book. Stan and Cherease Richards. Woo! They are the man and woman.
One man.
Bay in biz.
Band business.
I like that.
Now y'all run around the country. That's y'all thing. Like y'all run around everywhere talking about healthy, wealthy, and wise, and business and marriage. That's been y'all niche. When we was thinking about the segment, the show segment, it was you guys that came to mind that made us think about this segment. So I definitely wanted to get you guys on, man, and with my sister. And I just feel like family. I'm wealthy in human capital. I love you.
I'm telling you,
Grateful.
it's a lot of wealth right here to my left.
Yes, it is.
Listen,
To my left.
I'm excited.
We are too.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
I need to start with this. How long have you been married?
17 years.
17 years. I just
17
celebrated my 21st wedding anniversary.
Wow,
Okay.
congratulations.
Lead the way. Lead by example.
So I'm excited about that, but I think you've probably heard me mention before that my husband and I, it is hard for us to work together. So I have to learn from people like you. So you gotta just tell me, what is it that you all do together? Like, how do you make it work? Like, share, because so many people out there, like, they need help. They're trying to figure out how do I work with my mate? How do I make this work?
Yeah, we get that question often, especially when we first started working together. People are like, you guys are always together. Like, you're at home together, you're raising kids together, you're building a business together, you're working out together. How do you do it? And I was like, I like them.
That's a good
That's
start.
good.
That's why mine ain't working
That
right
might be
there.
number one.
Yes,
You gotta
right.
like the guy.
Right.
Honey, I do like you though. Y'all can give me the truth.
No, we do enjoy each other a lot. But it took some getting used to building a business together. Because that's very different than raising a family.
Absolutely.
And so we went through our trials and tribulations and our ups and downs because we're very different.
Yeah.
See, I'm corporate. I'm corporate.
As most couples are very different.
Yeah.
And he's out of the box, way out of the box, blue collar. I'm like, you need to say things
Montana.
this way.
Brentwood.
He said, make it clear,
The
Brentwood.
person out the hood, but
Right.
the hood out the person, that's him 100%.
Yes.
And so we had to compromise, and we had to figure out like what you're good at and what I'm good at.
Right.
And what you're good at, you do that. But then I can benefit from that. I can learn from that. And then where I was strong, he can benefit and learn from my strengths. And we just honored and celebrated the strengths of each other and supported each other where we needed support.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
So tell me this. What was it that you just said, honey, you got this. This is what you're gonna handle. Like just one or two things.
Well, it's evolved over time because I will always tell my team in particular, like in the beginning of us building our business, I'm shy, introverted, and he's outgoing and not shy.
Yeah.
And so there were certain aspects of building the business that he was just better at. And I'm like, you be the outside
front
person, the front person,
Gotcha.
you recruit, and I'll do the back end technical stuff. And that worked to a certain extent, but then I trained the team that you both have to know how to equally build the business, right? Because what happens if one person falls back?
True.
Like I needed to learn how to recruit. I needed to learn how to talk to people. And there was one thing in particular that I hated, and that was a three-way call. So I would just sit there. This is the benefit of building a business with your spouse, is that I would just sit there and watch him like, okay, that's good. Okay, I gotta say
Yeah,
that.
we take those notes.
Like I'm training right there with someone that I trust, I love and respect, and that won't hold it against me. And so, I just developed in that way. So we all good now.
So when you started the business, both of you all just jumped straight into entrepreneurship, or like when you left corporate, he was already building a business?
So he's always been an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So he was working full time and building his entertainment company.
Gotcha.
And I was straight corporate. Like I was climbing that corporate ladder.
Yes.
I was getting the degrees and the certifications and trying to advance in the corporate world. And so the world of entrepreneurship was so new to me. Like, I did not know. And so that's when he was able
Be
to
like, honey,
pull
come
it up.
on.
Yeah, I was telling him we don't need no more master degrees. We don't need no more PhDs. We need PhDs, right?
I like that. So Stan, you was doing I'm sorry, you was doing, I remember PBMCs.
Yeah.
I remember the Positive Black Men Coalition, the Christmas parties.
Yes.
How do you transition from throwing parties, go-go's, whatever, what have you, to the industry that you're in now? Because you're saying we started the business,
Yeah.
but you really, our listeners don't know what that is. I know.
Well, let me just say this. I always say people don't change until something happened in their life. So we did really well in the 90s with PBMC, and then of course I was working 8 to faint driving a metro bus and became institutionalized on a bus to make 6 figures a year. And what happened when the real estate bust hit in the early 2000s, my entertainment company took a hit, and I knew that I needed to do something different. And I began to pray for something to come my way, and this industry came my way of direct sales. I knew nothing about it, and we took a look at it. It made sense. I always tell people, if you're ever able to get in on front of a trend, you can make a lot of money. If you can get in front of a trend like Google, Facebook, voice over IP, and that was the product back then that really launched our business. Which was voice over IP. So back then, Cherease was in corporate America going for a master's degree. And I'm like, honey, look, you don't need to do that. That's $26,000. You don't need to get American University. We could take that money because we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be entrepreneurs. And so we started building part-time, and which really brought our marriage together, because truth be told, when we first got into the industry in 2006, my wife didn't like me and my kids didn't know me because I was living on a bus. Wow. And our marriage was growing apart. So what this industry did, it gave us our life back, our time back, and we started to build our business together. And one thing that I can contribute to my wife is that her wisdom. I learned to honor and respect her wisdom, because the woman can see things that men can't see.
Yes.
And when we started making a lot of money, guess what? Everybody had you can invest in this. And I was like, okay, because I'm a risk taker.
Talk to my wife.
Yeah. So, no, at first I didn't. And then we started to lose money. And then I learned to respect and honor her wisdom. And that's when our business really took off.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
You talked about institutionalized on that bus.
Yeah.
That is like so important because sometimes people they can't see it. They don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, what does that really mean? Like
Well,
what space were you in? Because a lot of these people are in that space.
Yeah, well, what happens, it goes back to when we were born. We came in this world naked and ignorant. We knew nothing. And society and people began to shape our life. And Mama and everybody else said, you need to go to school, get a good education, and then to get a good job. And that was okay in the 70s and 80s, but in the millennium, that doesn't work. And so what happened was, if you grew up in the ghetto streets of Washington, D.C., you either drove a bus, you was a police officer, or you worked at the post office. And if you were smart, you got a government job. So for me, I was blessed to get a good Metro Transit job, and it was a blessing to me because I had just come off addiction. I had graduated from Cardozo High School and couldn't read. So that was big time for me in 1989. And Metro back then was saying, look, you can work as many hours as you want. So you guys remember that number back in 89, 90 was $100,000 a year. And I said, if I can make $100,000 a year, I'm rich.
Yeah.
Right.
So what happened, I began to work 80 to 100 hours a week, 7 days a week, and became institutionalized on the job. Wow. And I looked up, I had this big old house, because, when we start making money, what we do, we go buy the biggest house. We got to have the nice Lexus, smoked out off the 20s, yeah.
Smoked out off the 20s.
Yeah, with the check engine light on, with the check engine light on. Yeah. And then you look up, you got this mortgage, you got this car note, you got private school, and your marriage is going like this. Your wife don't like you, and your kids don't know you.
And you house poor.
Yeah, you house poor.
You house poor.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
Yeah.
Try to impress
don't
people that
understand.
they don't know, don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who they don't have any money just like you.
Right.
And you trying to impress them, and you're like, what kind of shoes you got on?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It don't even matter.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I read your book, Stan, From the Bus to the Bentley.
Yes.
The title alone
Yeah.
has the hood shook
I
up.
love that. I
Like
love
everywhere I go around the country, all these schools, I'm like, hey, grab this book, grab this book, grab this book. But in the book, you speak about, and you mentioned a little bit here, the addiction, fighting addiction, coming through addiction, and how your spiritual, how I believe it was Dr. Fred.
Yeah, Dr. Casey Price, yeah.
Had prayed for you.
Yeah.
And that just catapults you on a whole
Yeah.
nother. Share with us your spiritual component, you guys, spiritually, how you keep that balance in your marriage as well as in your business.
Well, our marriage is governed on the Word of God. Period, point blank, end of story. It's not my way or her way. Everything is governed on the Word of God. Now, as far as for me, growing up in the hood, I had a praying mama who raised 6 kids in Brentwood Village apartments, and all she did was pray all day, every day. And so for me, growing up again, back in the 80s was rough, and I was out there. Everybody wanted to be a hustler in the 80s. The chapter 3, some of y'all remember that, those days. And so, I started experimenting with drugs and got addicted to drugs, cocaine of choice, from 83 to 87. It was by God's grace. Again, went back home. I lost everything. I lost my job. I lost my car. And I had hit rock bottom. And so I tell people all the time, when you're at your lowest point in your life, that's when you're most powerful because you can see nothing but truth. Nothing has value except for the value that you give it. And my mother asked me to go take her down to a revival, which was at the old convention center to see Dr. Price. I was like, I'm not going down to see no pastor. She said, well, then take me. So I drove her down there, and I end up in there, and I'm in the back, and he stopped right in the middle, and he said, if anyone want to be healed from addiction, come down front. And he prayed for me and laid hands on me. I haven't used cocaine since 1987.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Just to see your life, you don't want Hoodies Awards. I seen you.
Yeah.
You won a few of them. You're active in the community.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how much money you got and what your business is if you're not impacting and giving back to the communities that we come from. So I'm not impressed. I had a Benz in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of times with the MLMs, it's lifestyle. It's lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like, I got this, I got a car, I got this. I'm not really impressed. What are you doing with that? And I so admire you guys because of the foundation. Tell us a little bit about the Richest Foundation.
Well, let me just tell you this. First of all, success without significance is the ultimate failure. And again, we all come up chasing money, but you know, after you've traveled the world and you made, you know, a few $1 million, you know, you only can eat a steak so many ways. It all gets old. The only thing matters is what you get back to the community. So Cherease and I in 2011, we started the Richest School Foundation. And what we do through the foundation is we go back and we impact and we inspire our kids to see beyond their circumstances, especially in the hoods. And I'm excited because I connected with the kids in Brentwood. So I have a program over there called Project 1335. And it's so gratifying when you can go back into the same projects and you can pour back into our kids. So our motto is we learn, we earn, and then we return.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
You guys are tremendous.
Yes,
I'm stuck. I don't know. I got the paper. I don't know what to say because it's a tremendous story.
This is a question for me. So I know you all have children. Do you inspire your children to become entrepreneurs as well? Or because I know you're from the corporate world, right? And so we love to get these masters and what is it about that? We just, you know, like Stan said, years ago you were just trained. You know, my grandma was like, you better not leave that good job, girl. You get summers off, you're going to get that retirement. I'm like, I don't want to work for 80 years to get a retirement check.
Yeah.
That's going to be this big?
Yes.
Right.
So so what do you tell the children now? Like, you know, I'm sure because you have a 17-year-old, right?
So I have a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old.
So the 16-year-old.
Well, you know what? I think more is caught than is taught with our children, and so they see us.
Absolutely.
And so with our words, you know, it's all about getting good grades, just doing your best, right?
Yeah.
And then going to college to create jobs, not to work a job.
Yes. Oh my
And that's what we tell him all the time. And so, but he's so entrepreneurial even now. Like he's investing his money and starting businesses. And I'm like, well, hold on. He was like, you told us to take risks. I'm like, well, let's do it the right way. You know, because you know how teenagers are.
Yes.
They take a part of what you say and then they go running down the road with it. Right. But
I know that makes you smile.
I mean, it makes me proud that he does have that thought process of just thinking outside the box.
Absolutely.
And trying to find ways to make his money work for him.
Yes.
And so he gets it honestly. I mean, he's in the 11th grade.
Yes.
And so he's working a part-time job because he's like, you know what? I'm just saying, like, not making money, not having money, that's just not me. And I'm like, when your education still is your priority, right? So he was like, well, I can work this job on the weekends. Yeah. But can I get me another part-time job to work a couple days during the week?
Right.
I'm like, but the education that I'm paying for right now.
Right. We need to cover that.
That's your priority. But his mindset is always on creating.
I love it.
I love creating.
And so a lot of the parents out there, I get it often, you know, people send me emails, DMs, and they're like, how did you get your daughter to think like this? How did you get, you know, I can't get my child to do anything. All they want to do is talk on the phone. All they want to do is play, you know, the video games. Like, what could we say to those parents? Like, what is something that we can, you know, tell them to help them? Because they seem to be struggling with it.
Well, the first thing is that we have to be the great example. Like, we can't expect our kids to do anything that we're not doing.
Because if you're at home watching Love and Hip Hop and then your baby watch Love and Hip Hop.
Hello, and you want to sit on the couch and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, that's not going to work. Right? Because kids are going, I mean, this generation of kids are so smart and wise. Yeah. They pick up on everything.
My daughter definitely says to me often if I say, I need you to do. She said, well, you did.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
And that's when you say, do as I say, not as I do.
Right. I'm like, but that's what you did. So I'm like, okay. Right. So they are watching.
Yeah. They are watching everything, even when we don't think they're watching everything. Yeah. So I think that we as parents, we have to be the great example. Like I tell my kids, you don't see us slacking. You see us getting up early, out working. That's what you see.
Right.
So you have no excuse for slacking.
That's right.
And he can't do anything but agree with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a new generation. What I've been discovering, like this is a generation that don't want to work, and that's not from a lazy perspective. Like they want to be bosses. You know, they want to be they check writers instead of check receivers. But we're still from a generation where we was taught work 30 years, retire. So how then do we? Okay, can we be 100?
Yeah.
So your son comes home and say, look, I done went to school, I done graduated to 12th grade, I can't get into college, I don't want to go, I want to be a boss. I'm going to start my business. What do you say? Go to college? Is college still the track?
Well, let me tell you.
Or do you say, pursue that?
No, let me just say this. You know, if my son doesn't want to go to college, I'm okay with that. You know, and I don't knock education, but college is a big business. And here's the fact: 8 out of the 10 kids that graduate don't find a job. 2 find a job, and then they get laid off. Okay, and they got student loans that they'll never pay back. So we have to. One of the things that Cherease and I are doing now with our 16-year-old, we're preparing him to learn how to grow his network, learn how to build relationships, and when he's looking to go to college, to know what he's going there for. And what's happening, especially what I'm finding out as I mentor a lot of kids in the hood, a lot of these kids are going away to college and they don't have a clue as to what they want to do.
They're just going because they're supposed to.
Yeah, and what they think about it now, if we can be honest, our parents is putting a lot of pressure on the kids to go to college, okay? And I believe, and it's just my opinion, that we're living in a season now of the entrepreneur. So I think we need to have these types of conversations with our kids when they're starting at 11, 12 years old. You know, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Getting them to figure it out, because some of them may not be college material. I know for me, I hated school with a passion. I thought it was, when you go to, and I think, that being said, I think that the educational system needs to be revamped anyway.
Absolutely. I'll second
They
that
need to be
motion.
taking classes on how to write a check. I talk about this in my book, how to balance a checkbook, things like that, and they have no idea about how finance and how money works. And that's very, very important that we start teaching our kids how money works. We all know it's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep and what you do with that money that you make.
But some of them, they don't even know about like interest rates. They don't even understand if you go and buy a pair of jeans on a credit card and then you don't pay the bill, you just pay the minimum. They don't even get it.
Right. So that's what, Tressa, we need these types of classes in school when these kids are in high school.
That's right.
My son come home, he's taking theology. And it's like he asked me, "Can I help?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't know."
I've been down that road, just to be clear.
I don't know. I don't know any of that. And I'm just saying that we need to relax a little bit. We need to open it up and talk about business and entrepreneurship.
But a summit, an entrepreneurial summit for the youth.
Absolutely.
I thank God for this platform, man, because a lot of people are being enriched, a lot of young people that watch this show, as well as, because you're never too old to start something new. Like you wasn't a young guy when you started the situation, and I think a lot of young people are being inspired to do. They want to be bosses based off their rappers and these guys that they follow, but it's the how. How do I start? And I'm grateful for platforms like yours,
successful.
And especially Tressa for sharing what she shares with this generation. How do young people stay in contact with you? Not just from the foundation, but if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going through a situation where, my first 3 years of business, I just want to quit. You guys have gotten through that. You've started a MLM, you left one MLM, you've gone to another one. So people that are in that place, what can they do to be encouraged by you, and tell them how they can get in contact with you? Because we want to continuously give information to this generation.
Sure. Well, for me, you can find me online at stanrichardsonline.com, and I'm also on Facebook and DMV Stan on Twitter. But here's what I'll share. you know, everybody needs a coach. You need a mentor. You know, because our best thinking got us to where we are today. And I always talk about 4 areas that we all need coaches and mentors in. One is spirituality, one is physical, you know, then financial, and then relational. We need those 4 areas. We need coaches in those areas to help us in all 4 of those areas, because, you know, you can go make all the money you want. Success without significance is the ultimate failure. You be miserable with all this money, right?
And losing it.
Absolutely.
Without the spirituality piece, you're going to lose it anyway.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's just a matter of time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we need, you know, in all 4 of those areas, I have mentors, I have coaches. You know, Dr. George Frazier is one of my mentors, Les Brown, people that have poured into my life, you know. But here's another thing, let me just say this before we close out. The challenge is most people do not want to invest in a mentor or a coach. So in order for me to get in George Frazier's circle, I had to spend some money. Okay.
Say that again.
Okay.
Say that again.
They don't want to spend no money. Yeah. So you got to invest in yourself. So if I want to know what you doing and to get where you are, then I got to be willing to invest in your program. And most people don't want to do that. They want free information. Nobody's giving anything for free.
Right now, I have spent a lot of money on my mentors, and it pays off.
That's right.
I'm so grateful. Okay, like I'm going to bed praying, but I'm calling them at 6:30 in the morning.
That's right.
Praying, but I'm like, hey, you up yet? So I mean, I'm just really grateful. But a lot of people don't get it. They do not get it.
Right.
They think I'm going to jump into the industry. I'm going to watch what this person over here is doing from my bedroom.
Yeah.
On the computer, and I'm gonna do what you do.
Or watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That will only take people so far.
Yeah.
It pays.
That's because y'all make it look so easy.
Oh, you ain't seen my back. You ain't seen my back.
It takes work.
Well, man, I so appreciate you, man. I thank you for what you're going. You're getting people healthier. We didn't get into it, but I'm sure you'll come back. I love the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise campaign that you guys got going on.
I'll you give me the info, and I'll make sure.
Awesome.
Come on, man. Show your love for Stan and Cherease Riches. Yay! Listen, we got to pay a little bills. Come on back, WBGR Radio, entertainment page, Facebook. Share. This is Boss Talk Radio with CEO Azarel. Thank you.
Love it.
It's Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. Why not travel in style with the premier luxury transportation experience, Luxury Rides International? Whether it's corporate travel, weddings, or a night on the town, Luxury Rides International draws from their more than 20 years of experience to provide upscale service to each of their clients. Currently, they're featuring the stylish Mercedes Sprinter limousine with extra-large full-length double-style seating with state-of-the-art audio and video technology, surround sound, Wi-Fi and smart TVs in the front and rear, powerful subwoofers, also featuring ECB touchpad controls with Maybach-style indirect lighting with a refreshment bar, custom privacy blinds with a rear partition wall for privacy. For your next group outing, call Luxury Rides International at 1-844-207-7746. That's 1-844-207-7746. Or email luxuryridesinternational@gmail.com. It's Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel, an award-winning publisher and CEO of Life-Changing Books Incorporated, a movie producer and owner of the Be the Boss program. She transforms dreamers into bosses, writers, and serial entrepreneurs. Learn how to develop your gifts and turn your talents into income with Tressa's unique, practical, and proven perspective on becoming a boss. Log on to TressaAzarel.com. Connect and learn the blueprint of a boss. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. Stay connected at TressaAzarel.com.
Man, that was a lot of information.
Yes.
And it was so good.
It was rich. It was rich.
Yeah, I learned a lot. And that's the key. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, how much education you think you have, you should always have the desire to learn. Because I just learned a lot from the two of them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is really important as well. I think they touched on the fact that mentorship is key, right? Mentorship is really key. A lot of times people don't want to invest in themselves. right? And that was so important when Stan said that, because I run across people all the time and they're like, oh, well, you know what? I just don't have it right now. Well, you starting a business, but you don't have any money to invest in yourself. You don't want to go and take this person's class over here. You don't want to go over here and, attend this seminar. You don't want to go to this expo where all of the industry experts are going to be in one building.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense at all. And so I think you have to change your mindset. You have to start to realize that if you want to be in an industry, go where the people are who are doing big things in your industry. The moment that I decided to jump into the film industry, guess what? I wanted to go where those people hang out.
That's
the
right.
executives, where the people who know what they're talking about. I started taking classes. Shout out to my mentor, Ron Robinson. I call this brother every morning at 6:30 a.m.
Big Ron, shout out.
Listen, I do not play games, okay? But at the end of the day, he respects the fact that he knows I mean business. He knows I'm not playing games.
Right.
And so he gives me his time.
Right.
So find a mentor. Find a mentor. And don't find a mentor just to suck them dry.
Oh,
Okay?
Lord.
Find a mentor that you respect, that you are willing to learn from, listen to, and do the work. Because they'll be proud of you later.
Hey, that's CEO Azarel, and this is Boss Talk. I love you.
Oh, I love you
Oh
too,
my God,
CJ.
she give you so much love. Listen, make sure y'all log on next week, follow us next week, join us next week. Don't forget the premiere.
Yes, September
Don't forget the
16th.
premiere. September 16th. Secrets
Oh,
on
and if
BET.
you're having a watch party,
Yes.
go to TressaAzarel.com. Sign up and let me know that you're having a watch party, because our cast and producers, they might call your home.
Yeah, they might slide up in there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all our time. Till next time, we love you. I'm CJ Blair. This is,
Tressa Azarel.
and this is Boss Talk. Bye.
Good night.
It's Boss Talk. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel, an award-winning publisher and CEO of Life Changing Books Incorporated, a movie producer and owner of the Be the Boss program. She transforms dreamers into bosses, writers, and serial entrepreneurs. Learn how to develop your gifts and turn your talents into income with Tressa's unique, practical, and proven perspective on becoming a boss. Log on to TressaAzarel.com. Connect and learn the blueprint of a boss. Boss Talk with Tressa Azarel. Stay connected at TressaAzarel.com.